Did you know something amazing? History is full of surprising facts that can change the way we see the past. One such astonishing fact is that woolly mammoths were alive when the pyramids were built. Yes, you heard that right, it's true. These giant, majestic creatures roamed the earth at the same time as humans were building those magnificent structures in Egypt. Imagine the sight of a woolly mammoth wandering near the construction of a pyramid. Let's delve deeper into this fascinating overlap in history. Archaeologists have found evidence that shows these two seemingly different worlds coexisted. This might seem strange because we often think of mammoths living in a time very different from our own. We picture them in icy landscapes far removed from the hot deserts of Egypt. We imagine them with cavemen and ice ages, not pharaohs and pyramids, but history is full of such unexpected overlaps. But it's true, these two parts of ancient history share a common time period. The world was a very different place back then, and these incredible creatures were part of it. Woolly mammoths were around for a long time. These magnificent creatures roamed the earth during the Pleistocene epoch, a period that spanned from about 2.6 million to 11,700 years ago. They were one of the most iconic animals of the Ice Age, known for their large size, long curved tusks and thick fur coats. They first appeared on Earth about 400,000 years ago. This was a time when the planet was much colder than it is today, with vast ice sheets covering large parts of the northern hemisphere. That's much older than the pyramids. To put it in perspective, the Great Pyramids of Giza were built around 4,500 years ago, which means woolly mammoths had already been around for hundreds of thousands of years before humans even started building these ancient wonders. They lived in cold, icy places. These environments were harsh and unforgiving, but woolly mammoths were perfectly adapted to survive in such conditions. These weren't just in one part of the world either. Woolly mammoths were widespread and could be found in various regions across the globe. Mammoths roamed across North America, Europe, and Asia. They migrated across these continents, following the availability of food and suitable habitats. These amazing animals were well suited to their freezing environment. Their physical adaptations were key to their survival. They had thick fur coats to keep them warm. This fur was made up of long guard hairs and a dense undercoat, providing excellent insulation against the cold. Underneath that fur, they had a layer of fat for insulation. This fat layer could be several inches thick, helping to maintain their body heat in freezing temperatures. Their tusks weren't just for show either. These impressive tusks could grow up to 15 feet long and were used for various purposes. They used them to dig for food in the snow. This allowed them to access vegetation buried beneath the ice and snow, ensuring they had enough to eat even in the harshest conditions. Sadly, woolly mammoths are now extinct. This means they no longer exist. Scientists believe a combination of factors led to their disappearance. The Earth's climate was changing and the planet was warming. This likely made it difficult for these animals to survive. On top of the climate, humans were spreading across the globe. As they did, they hunted animals for food and resources. Mammoths, being so large, would have been a tempting target. The last woolly mammoths died out around 4,000 years ago. Section 4, the building of the pyramids. Now, let's talk about the pyramids. The most famous ones, like the Great Pyramid of Giza, were built around 4,500 years ago. That's during the Bronze Age in human history. Egyptians built these incredible structures as tombs for their pharaohs. The pyramids are a wonder of ancient engineering. They are incredibly large and precisely built. It's amazing to think that humans constructed these marvels thousands of years ago. Section 5. Humans and mammoths. The timelines of woolly mammoths and the pyramids overlap. This fascinating overlap in history is something that many people find surprising. Imagine a world where these colossal creatures roamed the earth at the same time as one of humanity's most iconic architectural achievements was being constructed. This means that while the Egyptians were building pyramids, woolly mammoths still walked the earth. These mammoths, with their long, curved tusks and shaggy coats, were a common sight in some parts of the world, even as the Great Pyramids rose from the sands of Egypt. It's even possible that humans living at that time encountered these magnificent creatures. Imagine the awe and wonder that ancient humans must have felt when they saw these giant beasts up close, perhaps even interacting with them in their daily lives. We know that early humans hunted mammoths. These hunts were not just for survival, but also a testament to the ingenuity and bravery of our ancestors. They developed tools and strategies to take down these massive animals. We've found evidence of this in cave paintings and fossils. These ancient artworks and remains give us a glimpse into the lives of early humans and their interactions with mammoths, painting a vivid picture of a time long past. So it's not a stretch to imagine that people building the pyramids may have seen or even hunted woolly mammoths. This idea adds a new layer of depth to our understanding of history, blending the stories of human achievement and natural history. It's a fascinating thought that connects us to these ancient beasts and the time of the pyramids. This connection reminds us of the rich and intertwined history of life on Earth, where the paths of humans and mammoths once crossed in a world that was both familiar and vastly different from our own.